Alright, hey guys. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done an episode, Two Fat Guys with Movies.
Just us, two fat guys.
Yeah, just two fat guys.
No third wheel.
No third wheel. What did we go see?
Well, it's the latest in the Marvel movies, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, we went and saw this Spider-Man No Way Home.
I think this movie's gonna do well too.
I mean, theater wasn't really packed.
No, but you know, tomorrow's like National Theater Day, so it's like $3. So I mean, if I called into work, if I could call into work, I'd probably go several. And then we'd have like
I'll make sure to post this up if like 2 days, so that way. Oh yeah, well, nothing you can do about it now.
I think they were telling people, oh yeah, tomorrow's $3, in concessions or cheaper or whatever. And I was like,
maybe we should make it every day, and people would go to the theaters. Yeah, we went and saw the Spider-Man No Way Home Super Special Spider Edition. I don't know.
I think it's like
Super Special Friends Edition.
However, for that one lady who left after the Venom scene, oh my God, you missed like the best.
Yeah.
Scene ever. I mean, it was okay. I mean,
it was okay.
It was no teaser trailer for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I would have laughed my ass off if it still played.
I it's perfect.
Like, I'd have been like, Trolls. We got Trolls.
I do feel bad for Peter 3 not getting Peter 2's number before they.
Oh yeah.
Before they went back.
Yeah. So this is basically Spider-Man No Way Home.
With 13 minutes.
13 minutes of footage. I would say a good 10 minutes of it was wasted.
I don't know.
Maybe 8 minutes of it was wasted.
Like I said, the whole interview thing with Betty Brant doing her interview thing with like the three teachers and then Peter. Well, the Ned one was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, the Ned one was funny. The teacher one was kind of interesting, a little bit interesting. The Peter one was interesting, even though they didn't go very far with it. What else? There was a couple scenes. There was a couple scenes that were a little extended. I feel like this movie should have probably came out before Doctor Strange for it to make more sense. But I mean, who am I to?
I'll agree there. I love the whole banter. The little added to the the web blockage thing. I want to see this whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I think their banter was a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie, the whole elevator elevator rides. I remember hearing about that one being cut. However, again, it's like a couple second scene, which did you do anything for the movie? No, but it was kind of funny that you see him like all.
We did get an extra scene with Matt Murdock though. That was kind of interesting. I like the fact where he was like, "How do you do this?" He's like, "You need to stop sweating." Indicating they could hear his heartbeat going up. I'm gonna call this now. I feel like the whole investigation was Stark investigation of stolen Stark tech.
Stark Wars.
The arm. Well, here's the thing. I feel like this movie kind of alluded that Happy stole the fabricator machine, right?
Wait,
and that's why he's being investigated because there's missing Stark tech.
Yeah.
But how would? But here's the thing. How would we not know? Like, what if? Like.
Yeah, but wait, wasn't that plane destroyed?
The plane was destroyed. But I mean, I'm sure Stark has several fabricators.
I don't think.
But I guess my point is I feel like the movie was alluding to that. That's what's he's being investigated because of that. But what if that's not? But actually, we get to Armor Wars. What if they reveal that's not actually what was stolen? But they investigated him anyways because he's a suspect, and it actually was something else that was stolen. And then
the fall guy.
Yeah, he's a fall guy for it. And actually, it was like an actual Iron Man suit was stolen or something. Yeah, and then that builds up to Armor Wars with Rhodey, and then
if you do basically only as far as I can really say. Again, I'm sure there's people out there who know more and sit there and dissect every scene in a movie. I think about technically the only Iron Man suit that's around is probably the original War Machine suit.
Well, no.
Because in Iron Man 3, you blew them all up.
Yeah, but we don't know if he continued making them after that, though.
I think they alluded to him, he blew up all his...
They blew up all his suits.
And of course, yes, you have
Okay, so he blew up all his suits, but then in Civil War, he had a new suit. So, and that suit wasn't really... I mean, it was damaged, so he would probably still have it, but it's damaged.
Obviously didn't have,
and then War Machine still has his suit. Well, technically, he had two suits, because in Endgame, he had two different... First one was destroyed. Original War Machine suit's probably still around.
Well, no, because I think it got repainted into...
Well, that was the suit he wore in Civil War. It was repainted. It was turned back into War Machine.
Well, yeah.
So, no, my...
What the fuck is up with Hasbro doing better repaints anyway? I mean...
my has nothing to do with
I want that guy to send a comment on that. Why
yeah, right? Yeah. I almost feel like
this was a cash grab to get people to theaters and
yeah.
charge them whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I still enjoyed it.
We paid.
I mean, okay. So it did have a little nice thing in the beginning where I guess they webcams the three.
It's called a Zoom call.
A Zoom call. Okay, whatever. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland did a Zoom call, thanking everybody for coming out to watch the film again and supporting it. And then they said, hey, we love you to Andrew. And I was like, oh, that's right, because in the movie, because I guess that was an impromptu shot where Andrew Garfield was like, I love you guys, and their response was like, thank you, because they didn't know what to say because it was like on the spot. So
let's deep dive into something that probably like people are starting to wonder, because I was laughing about.
Oh, to fluff the video? Yeah.
No, yeah, no, but going into the whole okay, if they want to forget now, is it just that universe that forgets Peter Parker, or is it every universe that's going to forget Peter Parker?
So you never specify everybody who. Well, okay, so here's the parameters of the spell.
You said you wanted everyone who knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man to remember. So all the multiverses.
Well, what it was is that he asked him. He said, so everybody. Well, everybody.
I think there's a little bit of that too, because I don't remember him actually saying.
It was extended. That scene was extended. There was a little bit more to it, but
wait,
all the dialogue saying. No, are you talking about like when he did the spell at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what it was is like everybody was coming.
Peter Parker. So does that mean when Peter 2 go back to their fucking world, like
they don't know who they are?
Like he walks in and he's like, who the hell are you? MJ, it's me, Peter. Who?
Yeah.
No, you get the guy who did that in.
Well, I mean, even with this movie, opens up a whole, like if you want to dive into it, it opens up a whole huge can of worms, because
I understood that reference.
well, I mean, it's like, okay, so here's the thing. We got Dr. Octavius. Now, and this is just based off the film, what they said. He said, I had Peter on the palm of my, had by the throat. So that was a scene. So that would be the scene when they were on the ground and he grabbed him by the throat, and then Peter gave him his speech. And he's like, you're right. And then he got up and then he pulled the machine, right? That's how that scene went, right? Okay. So that was when Doc Ock got pulled back. Okay. So obviously staying on Doc Ock here, so we don't get confused, when Doc Ock sees Peter, or his Peter Parker, at the end, he goes, you're all grown up. How are you? And he goes, trying to do better. Okay. So obviously the Tobey Maguire's version of Spider-Man, and then of course he talks about MJ, he's like, to Andrew Garfield's version, he says, yeah, me and MJ, it's complicated, but we're making it work. Now obviously we know at the end of Spider-Man 3, he goes to the nightclub, or the whatever club, and they have that moment where if she takes his hand to indicate she's gonna give it another try after everything that happened. Maybe it wasn't all his fault. I mean, it was his fault, but it wasn't all his fault. You know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying, though, right? So we've indicated that Tobey Maguire is the older Spider-Man. So he's the more veteran. So we're talking, we'll just even say 10 years. And then even say 10 years after the end of Spider-Man 3.
I know Alfred Molina. I know they actually de-aged him.
He was de-aged. Well, yeah, because he was pulled from that moment. Okay, same thing with, now we don't know when Green Goblin was pulled. He could have been pulled at any moment because he had his full suit. His suit wasn't damaged, so he obviously wasn't in the midst of the fight between, we joked about in the theater, he fades back and then he fades right back and he's like, oh. And he's just like, Peter, don't tell Harry. And that's, the reason I'm bringing that up is we don't really know when Norman Osborn was pulled from his.
You do know when Jamie Foxx was pulled.
We know he was at that moment in the movie when he was.
Same thing with her, the Lizard.
They don't really tell you. It's obviously before he changed the back, and he was permanently Lizard. So it had to be at some point. Well, no, because Jamie Foxx's character was is 2 years later, so he would already know what had happened. Okay, so if those are the moments they were all pulled from, and then obviously Andrew Garfield's character. Talks about Gwen and losing Gwen, and we got the ending of Spider-Man 2 where he talks about the rhinoceros and that he stopped pulling his punches. So there's been some time has passed. Okay, he's not a veteran as much as say Tobey Maguire. But he's kind of like the middle one, and Tom's like the younger one. But I guess my point is with the spell sending them back where they set. So if Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was sent back to the very moment that he left. So it's like he never left, right? So you're standing right here, and another Mr. J from another universe does some shenanigans, and because he's Mr. J, you get pulled to his universe, and all this shit happens, and they change your hair to blue, and then you get muscles and shit, now you're all buff and shit, and you got like a laser eye or some shit because of just some shit, whatever, right? And then they reverse the spell and you go back to the very moment that you left. So it's as if you never left, because obviously if time is constructed and time keeps going, you disappearing. I'm like, holy shit, what happened to Mr. J? And then weeks go by and you're just gone, and everybody's like, what the hell, right? And then that all gets wiped out because you came back. So it's never happened. So it becomes a split universe, a split timeline. You have one timeline where you disappear, and another timeline where you never, and then the original timeline where you just didn't disappear. The question is, because you went to another universe universe, when you come back to that very moment, do you remember everything that happened while you were gone and the changes that you went through? So I guess my point is, like, him trying to fix them so they have a chance. If they just go back to the very moment they, you know, does he all of a sudden go back and, oh, boom, I'm fixed now?
If they're to go back when they came, then 3 out of the 5 would have ended out.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, so like we don't know, like, so Jamie Foxx's character would have gone back, but then when he goes back, he doesn't have his power anymore. So he would just die instantly from all that electricity smacking it, because he was in the middle of absorbing power. So if he were to go back at that very moment, he would be dead, because he would just die from the electricity, you know, because he doesn't have that special whatever.
That's what I see what sure people,
you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with, and it's the same thing with, like, Andrew Garfield. You know, he knows in his universe Max died. Like, he died because he's trying to save him, and he died. And then his version of Harry showed up, and then Gwen died. So say 5 years. So say 5 years at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 has passed for him.
But remember, he was actually dying as Harry and...
Well, he was, yeah, they had taken care of Electro by the time Harry came in. Or by the time Harry grabbed Gwen, because they just finished him off. But I guess what I'm saying is so now we're talking about a universe where all of a sudden, like, it was like for Tobey Maguire, like, he's gonna come back to his world knowing, he's like, oh yeah, wait, what do you mean Norman still died? No, we saved him. I saved him. No, he died. You know what I mean? So it creates so many plot holes.
It's one of those things where
the only way you could fix it, the only way you logically can fix it is just say that there is now 2 timelines for each film. You have the timeline where Norman Osborn was killed by a spider, and then one where he's saved, which means probably in that universe, maybe Doc Ock doesn't that accident doesn't happen, because
then you have that timeline,
and then you have the other timeline you have the timeline where Osborn did die, and everything was the movies. Then you have that point where Doc Ock. So technically, for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, you have 2 versions. You have 3 versions: the original movie timeline, and then the one where Norman lives, and we don't know what would happen to Osborn in that universe. Then you have the universe
where Osborn was saved,
and exactly. But we don't know what happened to Doc.
It's one of those things where
and the Amazing Spider-Man have 2. Because, well, no, it'd have 3. It'd have 3 too, because you have one where well, I guess he's still. Well, here's another thing too. Now we're diving even deeper. Well, yeah. But what I mean is, since we don't really know when the lizard was grabbed, what if he was grabbed before? Well, obviously he would be grabbed before he was in the tower, which means if he's cured, say the timeline of the Amazing Spider-Man movie happens, right? Then you have a timeline where he was taken before the battle, he comes back cured. So therefore, they don't have the whole issue where he tries to turn half the city into lizards and Gwen's dad dies. So her dad never dies now, which means that probably changes the Amazing Spider-Man 2 completely. So now we're on a completely different tangent.
Again,
like, we don't even know.
Then again, right there, you could have the whole first movie, you know,
has 2.
However, then you could have the same timeline where he come back, or Electro would come back for timeline.
And then Electro would come to a timeline maybe where he came back, and he comes back and he just drops before Electro hits him, and so he just has like and Spider-Man catches him, you know. But that Spider-Man would have no memory of what just happened, because that's his version of Spider-Man is from future. So you know what I mean? It creates a whole bunch of paradoxes, and that's why it's fun to talk about and speculate. But you couldn't make, like, if they were gonna make Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm sure there's subreddit forums on there.
Oh yeah.
About it.
Like, people want to see an Amazing Spider-Man 3, but how would you do it? Like, would you do it following this movie?
Or would you do it?
Or would you do it following the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie as if this movie never happened?
Well, or you just sit there and, again, you could easily do it where, let's say, hey, we're doing an Amazing Spider-Man 3. However, it's going to end where, you know, it'd be amazing.
Oh, he gets pulled.
He gets pulled, and then boom, you know, there you go.
You know,
same thing within the next
I have a theory.
Spider-Man 4.
I have a theory, and since we're talking about Spider-Man here, I'll throw it in this video, because it's just a small theory. Since they are doing the Madam Web movie.
That's what you said.
They're doing the Madam Web movie.
They're also doing
and I heard a plot. It's a dumb plot.
They're also doing a Craven movie where he's an animal lover.
Yeah, I'm not down for that. I'm not down for it.
However, what was funny is he played. What was it? He was in.
He's Quicksilver.
Kick-Ass.
He was Kick-Ass.
So basically, he'd be
third role that he's tried.
Well,
technically, the Kick-Ass movies actually were successful. Well, I think there's too much controversy in that last one that they didn't make a third one. Or was there no more material to make?
I think that what I'm saying is the fact that he'd be like one person's been like 3 Marvel characters in 3 different series.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Quicksilver would be a Marvel character. No, Kick-Ass isn't a Marvel character. He's a Dark Horse.
Oh.
Are you pretty? I'm pretty damn sure on that.
No.
He's not a Marvel property.
He's a Marvel property.
Maybe purchased by Marvel.
No, it's basically like an.
Because it's not. He's not in the. Kick-Ass is not in the MCU.
It says Marv. No, he's not in the MCU, but it's a Marvel.
Well, not MCU, but he's not in the Marvel 616 universe.
No, but he's still a Marvel character.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't believe that one. I thought he was Dark Horse. Well, Dark Horse is owned by Marvel now.
Hey Google.
I'm gonna laugh when he pulls it up and it's wrong.
Marvel character. Fuck you, motherfucker. Published by Marvel Comics.
Weird.
Oh,
okay. Okay. I always thought he was like a third party. I mean, because Marvel doesn't advertise it, you know. Anyways.
Well, it's because it's one of their more. I don't want to call it like a mature title, but since they have like a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, they have Marvel Knights.
No, because this was like what they called a Marv title. M-A-R-V.
Oh, okay.
That's why if you watch the movie, it says Marv.
Huh. Interesting. But anyways.
But no, and then of course you got Chris Evans playing Captain America and Johnny Storm. There's like in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, the game. There's actually like an achievement, and I don't know if it's on PlayStation 2 or not, but I'm sure it is. But anyway, there's an achievement where it's like you play as Captain America and Johnny Storm. And like that achievement, hey, don't I know you or something like that?
Oh, don't I know you? Yeah. Interesting. The only thing I will say is that I have a sneaky suspicion. So the plot that I read for Madam Web is that, and it's supposed to be a younger Madam Web, that something happens and her whole mission is to make sure Peter Parker is born. Oh, so and I think it's like the prime Peter Parker.
Is she being sent throughout time to correct the wrongs that have been made? Like fucking Quantum Leap?
Probably.
I'm waiting for all I wanted to do is
I love that show.
Old boy and disappear or something.
Right. No, my thought is that I don't know if she's like universe hopping or anything like that, but I think what it is,
I think they're gonna keep it.
I think she's part of
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I think she's part of the main. I think she might be like in the main universe.
I'll still say at the
end the prime universe of Spider-Man.
I still think at the end of the movie. I think at the end of the movie they may have added like a few more seconds in web swinging. Again, there
was a couple extended scenes of them swinging.
I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's kind of cool that they put him back in his comic accurate colors, if you will. The costume.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be like because like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man has the fat spider or the and that was the thing that I mentioned in the movie. So like when they both swung and they swung around and they both landed in their stances, all three stands. I think each stance was supposed to represent an era of Spider-Man's comics. Like one was supposed to like how Spider-Man would land and the Golden Age, the Silver Age, and the Bronze Age. You know, so I thought that was interesting. And that wasn't new to this movie. That was just something that I had read about. But no, like it's interesting because Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 2 suit was the closest we had gotten before this film to a comic accurate live action version of the costume. The only difference was he still had that amazing Spider-Man like spider logo. And so Tom's new suit is a combination of their suits and his own. So you got the bright colors, but then you got his logo. His logo's still in the front, but then he's got Tobey Maguire's logo on the back.
I'm sure.
Which is interesting. I thought it was a nice little nod.
I'm sure that you could also say that it's because like his integrated suit is like black and red suit. Since it was like a Stark, and since he's known as Peter Parker, as of course the suit wouldn't recognize.
That was I kind of had that thought originally. I think I said that in the original video too that we did. Where like either he doesn't have it anymore, because the timeline changed, and
no, I think you still have.
I don't think timeline actually changed. I think I guess the best way to explain like the spell Doctor Strange cast. It's kind of like what they did in the comics. Not One More Day, because that's when they took Peter's marriage. Yeah. The one after that, like there's another one where like when he revealed himself in Civil War. And then everybody's like, the event still happened of him pulling his mask off. Everything still happened. But like, just can't remember. You never like an old relative or somebody that you met several like 20 years ago. You can't really remember their face. You don't remember what they look like. That's kind of how it is. Or every time you take a photo, a bird just flies right into the face. But yeah, I don't remember what I gave it the last time. I mean, I still give it a solid 8 out. I'll give it a solid 8 or 9 out of 10.
Dude, we don't do out of 10.
Or out of 4 out of.
I'll give it whatever I gave it.
Yeah, a 4 out of 5.
You'll link the below in the description.
Original video will be linked.
Just watch that one.
Yeah.
And then
God, wasn't this like last year, Christmas? 2022, isn't it?
Well, I know. I actually took my niece and nephew, my youngest nephew. We went and saw it Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, it came out. I want to say it was the 16th. I think it was December 16th.
I think it was about a week or two.
Yeah, but then yeah. So yeah, it was still a fun movie. I kind of wish they had more banter, or at least more Spider-Man scenes, addition scenes than what they actually added. It was more of a just like
Some of the
stuff was kind of dumb.
Good. But yeah, the whole interview thing, they could have lost that. I did kind of get a kick out of them, you know, because it made the line even funnier. Like where they're talking about, you know, hey, so what were you doing at, you know, the Washington Monument? What were you doing at?
I forgot about that. I forgot they mentioned and he was like, no, I was climbing up the side. Oh, so we're okay. Now you're telling the truth. Now I forgot about that.
But that whole thing where in the not fun edition,
there's
because you have J. Jonah Jameson talking about what does Spider-Man have against national monuments, and now that kind of brings it, you know.
Oh yeah, every movie was a national monument. Yeah. There was another thing that was kind of I forgot.
Oh, hold on, let me real quick. That's kind of things I noticed it today, but funnily enough, the shield going up on the Statue of Liberty, to me, it looked a lot like the shield that Tony Stark tells Coulson, hey, here, grab that, put it underneath there.
He's like, do you know what this is? Yeah, right there. Yeah.
When I seen like a shield, one of the shields ago, son of a bitch, it actually looks just like that shield.
Yeah, the prototype shield that Tony Stark was messing with or whatever. There was one subtle thing, and I would have to watch this again because it was so quick, I didn't really catch it. But there was the interrogation with Aunt May was extended, and they brought up about her past. She'd been out of prison before.
No, she said she was arrested.
Or she was arrested before.
Twice for
civil stuff. So that was like, oh, interesting. So the last thing I will say is I was still disappointed there was no Uncle Ben. I was kind of hoping there'd be something. They allude to, like, you know, maybe Uncle Ben was a deadbeat, you know, or something.
It's just Ben now. They got rid of the whole Uncle Ben.
Oh, is it just Ben now? Jesus. I'd make that joke every time Uncle Ben's like, oh no, we lost Uncle Ben again. That's all right. They'll reboot it again. But beyond that, yeah, you know, links in the description, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. And
we didn't miss you out loud.
No, we really didn't. Wait, who are you talking about? I don't remember who you're talking about. I just can't remember his face.
That's right. I forgot I did that spell.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what spell?
Yeah, how hard it would be. Just you go through all the old videos, like, for whatever reason, you erase it out. And here, year recap. Also, he's like, you know, you still hear him. He's like disappeared out of all the videos.
So here's what I'm gonna do, and this will be a testament. I'm not gonna say nothing to him. I'm not gonna say shit to him. I'm gonna leave this in there, okay?
We're not gonna tell him about it.
I'm not gonna tell him either. So if he doesn't watch this video,
it's on you, bro.
It's on you, bro. Going forward, for every video, if he's like in the video, I'll just blur him out. I'll just face track him out. Or I'll say, hey, I just need you to stand right there. Don't move. So that way I can easily like blur him out, and I won't even tell him that we're doing it. And he'll, why you keep blurring my face out? Well, who the fuck is this? You know, and then I'll just be like, and then he'll say, hey, and then we're with Outlaw Dan, I'll just like beep it out. And then I won't even have the card where I had, like, you know, Mr. J. I won't even put the card in.
Two bad guys in the movies.
With it, I'll cut it.